Ciao soccer fans and welcome to the Italian Soccer Addict broadcast. My name is Graziano and I'm your host. This weekend, Serie A went head to head with the NFL on the ratings game by scheduling games on Super Bowl Sunday. Then on Tuesday, they went head to head with Mother Nature by scheduling games on Groundhog Day. Let's see who saw their shadow. Again this week, my guest is Jim Ifelici. Jim, welcome to the Italian Soccer Addict Groundhog broadcast.
Buongiorno a tutti, Graz. Great to be here. Monday morning again. It's almost like another famous Italian who said it's deja vu all over again.
Who was that Italian, Jim?
Yogi Berra. Graz, Groundhog Day, February 2nd. Did you see your shadow?
Unfortunately, no. And for Canadians, that means 6 more months of winter.
You know, I've got an uncle who once said Canada has just 2 seasons, August and winter.
How sad is that?
Just like in the movie Groundhog Day, Serie A leaders continue to repeat the same storylines. All the big teams won. Again, Napoli remained on top of the table by winning their 8th game in a row. 2-0 win over Lazio. They are now unbeaten in the last 15 games. And yes, Higuain scored again. This is not a recording. Groundhog Day also saw Juventus run their winning streak to 13 wins in a row, this time with the 1-0 victory over Genoa. Genoa must have been scared out of its own shadow as they gifted Juventus the victory by scoring on their own goal. Inter went back to their 1-0 habits, this time beating Chievo 1-0. They have now won 9 1-0 games this year. For this team, it's not Groundhog Day, it's Groundhog Year. The Roma-Sassuolo game saw Roma once again take a 1-0 lead into the final minute, only to give up an 87th minute penalty kick. Romans have seen this movie 4 times in the last month. But in this version of Groundhog Day, Sassuolo's Berardi takes the penalty and puts it over the crossbar. Roma ends up winning 2-0. Roma fans love this type of movie. Kick, miss, repeat. Kick, miss, repeat. In other games, Milan beat Palermo 2-0. Fiorentina beat Carpi 2-1. Empoli and Udine tie 1-1. Sampdoria tied Torino 2-2. And in the last game of Groundhog Day, Atalanta, not seeing its shadow, went back to sleep. My Verona beat them 2-1. My goal of the week comes from Roma's Mohamed Salah, who has not scored since October of last year. I guess this Egyptian finally heard the alarm clock.
On Sunday, Serie A staged its own version of the Boring Bowl by producing a touchdown worth of ties. Yes, 6 ties in Serie A. Now I know the real reason why Wyerton Willie went back to sleep. Atlanta, Empoli, Sassuolo, Palermo, Genoa, Lazio, Bologna, Fiorentina, Milan, Udine, and Inter Verona all tied. But with respect to viewing pleasure though, the Inter Verona game produced something the Super Bowl couldn't. Offense. They gave us a touchdown worth of goals. After Inter went up 1-0, Verona scored 3 in a row before Inter recovered and managed to tie the game in the 87th and ended up with a 3-3 tie. I guess they missed the extra point. In Roma, it was a field goal game. A 2-1 victory over Sassuolo. Unlike the Super Bowl participants, Roma kept their fans interested and entertained by scoring all of the 3 goals. Whether defense or offense wins championships is still up for discussion in Serie A. Napoli, with 52 goals scored, beat Lazio 2-0. While Juve, with the top defense, which has only allowed 15 goals, beat Frosinone 0. These top two heavyweights meet next week in Syria's version of the Super Bowl. Forget Jay-Z, bring in Beyonce. That's it for the Italian Soccer Addict this week. Jim, hope to see you next week.
Sorry, Graz, but I'll be down south for the next couple of weeks, so I won't be here.
You know, Jim, this is a family show. Don't you come back expecting to show some tan lines. Agreed. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Push that button. Ciao.